Alright, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is March 14, 2021. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, how you doing, boys? I am doing well.
Well, I mean, you kind of answered my question before I even asked it. How's your week been, brother?
I'm psychic. It's been a good week.
Yeah?
I spent all my money on Pokemon cards.
Oh my god, dude. That addiction.
Pokemon cards and raids, boy. All my money.
Sounds like the life of a Pokemon player, that's for sure. Any Pokemon player, that's for sure. These days it's
What's
all
up with you, Lewis?
Same old things, hunting Pokemons, trying to get things, get shinies, hopefully. Try to get that level up because I'm still quite of experience away for actually getting to the next level. And I should be actually finishing up the quest part of it pretty soon. Actually, if we show it right here, body-wise, I'm good. I mean, I still have the weeks to go, so it's not bad. Body-wise, I should be probably finishing before I finish up the 8 weeks entirely. So, And then, of course, experience. So I need a triple experience life again. All right, but once again, we are here to talk about Pokemon Go news updates and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as you do. Make sure that we remind everybody that we are part of the Professor Network. Check us out at professornetwork.com/Purified Podcast. Wonderful people all the time. They have wonderful guests. And yeah, just check them out. They're wonderful people to work with every time. All right, so I guess we should shift the gears and recap a few things that happened pretty consistently last week for sure. There is an event that we're going to cover on the recap just because it literally happened the day of this podcast being recorded. And the reason for that is because Niantic doesn't like actually announcing any information after the podcast ends. So, we'll definitely be talking about that in just a moment. But now that we're here, Chris, go ahead and let me know what shinies and hundos you got.
Dude, it's been a crazy week. It all started on the 10th. How many shinies did I get in a day? Did I get 1? Did I get 2? 3? Nah, 4.
Boy.
We had Ponyta, Tornadus, Roggenrola, and Shadow Aerodactyl in the same day.
Shadow Shiny Aerodactyl.
Yeah, and then I got 2 nose passes from quests in a row that were perfect.
Dang.
And I was like, man, one of them could have been a Shundo, but nah.
Your shiny luck actually went to those last shinies, and then the hundos came around.
Basically. And then I got a pretty big Geodude, which I am happy about that, but I would have rather had an Alolan.
Yeah.
And then I got a shiny Diglett, which I thought I had more shiny Diglett, so I was pretty happy to get another one, honestly.
That's good. That's a pretty good haul for you. Shiny-wise, you're actually popping off that week. And,
it was a good week.
Yeah. As for me, I want to say that it hasn't been really a pop-off week for me. However, I did actually snag some pretty cool shinies and hundos. So I'll start with the shinies. Nothing much, not like Chris here, but I did get a shiny Aeron with the Gold Plus, which again, with that one, will actually complete the family. So that's great. I did get a Beldum from the event that we're going to be talking about pretty soon, all the way to Metagross. And I finally got a shiny from a raid, and that was a Thundurus. I'm so glad I finally got 2 out of the 3. I was not able to get Thundurus as a shiny, even though I did so many raids. Like, seriously, I did so many raids, and I just still did not get the shiny.
You mean Tornadus?
Yeah, that's a Tornadus. Chris. Yeah, okay. Anyways, but yeah, those are my shinies. Again, not as bad, not as good as Chris's haul here, but I still was happy with my shiny haul this time around. I thought that I was gonna be shinyless before the podcast, but I was able to at least snag up a few more since today and before, so that's pretty good. As for hundos, again, as you remember last week, I did not get any hundos, and that was surprising even for me because I want to at least get a 1 hundo per week. But I was able to snatch a few good hundos this time around. I got a Hondo's Nosepass from a research at 425. Although we actually should mention that the 425 CP in the Hondo category for Nosepass was not guarantee Hondo. I've been seeing a lot of people who actually got the CP 425 with the research, and they were a 98 at best, being a 15, 15, 14 at best. So I have no idea if Niantic intended to do that, but that's kind of bad when it comes to that, don't you think, Chris?
It happens sometimes with the stats.
Yeah.
The only other one I'm familiar with, though, is Magikarp. You can get a 117 for a 98 or a hundo for Magikarp, but that's like the only one I'm sure about.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So it was kind of interesting when it comes down to it. And then after that, I didn't hatch just one, but two hundos in the same batch of eggs that I had on Saturday. I hatched a Hondo Magnemite and I hatched a Hondo Nincada. Now, Nincada is in 10Ks, so that's pretty rare. As for the Magnemite, it's not as rare, but it still is one of the Hondos that I really wanted for Ultra League Premier. So it's a possibility, you know.
The Hundo Pro, man. Yeah, Magnezone, I always say, after seeing all the people that use it, it is easily the top choice for Master League, in my opinion.
Master League Premier, yes. Master League Classic Premier, because...
Yeah, sorry.
Well, is there... I don't think there's Classic Premier. I think there's just regular Master Premier, so that's actually level 50 Pokemon too. Ugh.
Yeah, now Premier has the 50, so you have more to worry about now.
Yeah, I mean, I do have quite a bit of candies, but not enough from the event anyway. So, Nincada is always just gonna be nice to have. I wish that was actually a Ninjask, or not Nincada. No, I already evolved it to Ninjask. It's what was the other evolution that appears when you evolve it? I can't remember right now.
Shedinja?
Shedinja would have been a nice Hondo to have. I know a friend of mine has it. But still, you know, it's just useless Pokemons, and I just like to have them as those. Anyways. But yeah, definitely something that I was happy about. Again, just having Hondos is good enough for me. I was able to actually run a Steely lure, or whatever it's called, Electric lure, or whatever it's called, and I was able to evolve both of them to their final evolution. So I was actually happy about that. It was pretty good. But still, those Hondos and Shinies didn't happen until almost the end of the week. So I was actually happy enough that I had something for you guys this week. It would have been one of those crazy close ones for sure.
They were teasing you. Yeah, getting back-to-back was wild for you.
Yeah, especially in the same batch of eggs. That was crazy. I was not even expecting it. Like, I thought I was like, oh, okay, another egg, another Magnemite, another Nincada. No Shinies for either one of them. I was like, check IVs. Oh my god. Anyways, but yeah, those are our pulls for this week. I guess that's what you call the pulls. So I guess our catches for this week. But then let's go ahead and recap the seasonal or Searching for Legends event that we had just a couple minutes, or ended a couple minutes ago for us, I think. Actually, it's ending. No, it's already ended. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the season Searching for Legends, which gave us Shiny Nosepass, was actually a pretty good event. I say it was nice, chill, huntable events. People were going for that Nosepass though, and people got them. I was surprised you and I didn't get one. So
yeah, I know we were both trying really hard, so I'm a little bit sad about that.
Yeah, but I'm sure you'll find it eventually. It's not, the shiny never goes away. It's just the spawns itself just go away. So we gotta be careful where we get them.
It should still be nesting, so I have high hopes.
Yeah, it should be around for sure. But aside from that, the event itself, how was it for you, Chris?
It was definitely a fun event. I got one shiny. I needed Roggenrola. So I don't have to cry too much. I mean, obviously, I think that kind of spawn is one that's a little bit harder for us to get just because of the biomes we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty happy with the hunt. There's a lot of fun Pokemon to grind extra large candies for. Yeah, I don't know. How do you like it?
I think, like I said, it's nice that it was a kind of a chill event, and just a new shiny, and then just a lot of other ones you wanted it. I mean, I wish I had the rock and roller that you have, because I've been hunting that shiny for since it came out. Nothing on that for sure. And then Nosepass is not a bad shiny to get anyways. A lot of people were getting it. Everything else was just nice, plain and dry. It's just a couple extra spawns here and there, but we still have the seasonal legend spawn, so a lot of new Pokemons are still, or a lot of Pokemons, evolved Pokemons and everything appearing. I'm actually loving the spawns, dude. Pokemon. I had an Arcanine earlier this morning, and unfortunately, it wasn't that shiny. So
I don't know if we mentioned it on the last podcast, but I did find out from Pokemon Go Hub that because of seasonal legends, Arcanine is shiny because it is the legendary Pokemon. I don't know if we mentioned that last time.
Yeah, in the lore of legendaries, when it comes down to it, Arcanine was supposed to be a legendary since Generation 1, but they put him back into a regular Pokemon afterwards, I think because of lore reasons, but then other things for sure. So it also was part of the anime. The anime actually featured on the first season appear 4 tablets with the legendary birds, and one of them being Arcanine. And so we all thought that Arcanine was going to be a shiny at one point. It is really hard to find in the main series games in Generation 1, as far as I know. It's a hard Pokemon. Growlithe, I think, is harder to find than Arcanine, I think. So that's probably why. Or something like that.
It's possible.
Yeah. But anyways, that is, of course, the season or the Searching for Legends. It kind of was a little bit weird of an event because they gave us more emphasis on trying to find Nosepass. Like the time research was all Nosepass. The special research was really weird. Like the way they were actually putting it out there. I don't know. I think they would have probably done it a little bit better. All we did was just get a couple of extra candies and things like that for it, so it wasn't too bad.
It was strange, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the last Pokemon of the special research was Muna, and everybody was like, why?
I saw Reversal's tweet. Muna is a legendary Pokemon.
Confirm, I know, right? But yeah, that was a little weird. But anyways, it's still a nice chill event. Again, I didn't stress out too much. However, though, I did stress out in this next one because, interestingly enough, it was an event that, again, happened to be announced within the week and end within the week for you guys. So we're just going to go over it real quick, Chris, and we'll give our thoughts about it. So this is an Instance Day event featuring Beldum and other Psychic and Steel-type Pokemons. I want to say that it was an okay event, but here were the news. On Sunday, March 14, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time, you'll join an Instance Day event featuring Beldum and other of those Pokemons. And then we also have the type of hours breakdown. Each hour categorize each one of these, the types, starting with Psychic at 11, Steel 12, and then going so forth until all the way into 5. The last one being Steel types. And then, of course, the interesting part of it is that you can evolve Beldum all the way to Metagross to know the exclusive move, Meteor Match, which is their Community Day move. I think that was probably the reason to actually do the event, aside from a little bit of extra large candies hunting, because there were Pokemons appearing more often in the instance, like Natu, Giraffariat, which I know Reversal loves, Meditate, and Boltoy, which I wish I would have had the shiny for that. If you're lucky, you might find a Muna. Did you even see a Muna? I think I saw like 2 or 3.
I saw too many Muna.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Too many.
Anyways, for the Steel types, you encounter Pokemons like Alolan Diglett, Mega Man, Aron, and Bronzong. If you're lucky, you may even encounter a nice Shieldon. So again, it felt like more of a grind for extra large candy. But again, if you did not have the weather boost part of it, those Pokemons would never actually be very good on extra large candy grind. And the event came and went. We did it. I almost ran out of Pokeballs. I got only 100 Pokeballs left. What about you, Chris?
You're telling me. I was lucky enough to get out early enough from work. I was at work for half of it. So already I was like, this event sucks. But I did run the Go Plus, and I was able to snag some Pokeballs while I drove through our local park. So I got like 60 doing that, and then I just kind of kept grabbing them as I threw an incense.
Right.
I didn't get anything too crazy. I think my favorite thing I got was a rank 3, the evolution of Nosepass, Probopass.
Probopass.
But I don't know if I'm ever gonna build it.
That's
To be
true.
honest, I'll look at it because I already have one built. I don't think bulky Pokemon like that change too much
Right.
unless you're talking like 10 levels difference, like the difference between the old rank 1 face shield Bastiodon and the new one.
Right.
Like now that he can reach like rank like level like 45 or something, he can win some crazy matchups. He can beat what's it called? Your Meganium, even
Okay.
taking an earthquake. He can take an earthquake and still win
That's
in
interesting.
the one shot.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is what it is on that, so that's for sure. I mean, getting the right Pokemons built and everything, it was kind of nice, but it would have been better to just have a little extra large candies. I think the event would have been a lot better, and a lot of people would have played it most if there was like an increased chance of extra large candies from catching the Pokemon.
That would have been cool too.
Yeah.
Or like catching the evolved Pokemon like a Matang instead of a Beldum.
That's true. And also there was, I think somebody on Twitter said that it would have been better if the event wasn't Steel and Psychic types. It would have been better if it was Dark and Dragon types, just because of the Mew quest.
I don't know. That seems like a little
too easy.
too grabby.
Yeah, a little too easy.
You know,
like
I
right
would
now.
love a dragon event, but yeah, no. I don't think so.
Well, the dragons would have just been his response, and because it's the Dragon Dark, I basically think the Dino would have been the featured Pokemon on that. More than a feature, it would have been the more rarer find of the incest one part of it. So would have been fine, but the grind is a grind. We still have, at least I have, I believe, I'm 18 days for the Mew quest. So it should be somewhat soon, ending it pretty soon, like the beginning of next month for sure. But I still need to catch a couple extra dragons and dark types. A few more ice types, which I'm pretty sure I'll find eventually. But then the dragons it's gonna be the luckiest ones for sure. Some people were also trying to say that they're not even caring about this event. It wasn't really that much to know, aside from just getting the meter match move on it, on Beldum.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it was more for PvPers.
True.
To be honest,
Yeah.
especially with what we know, right here.
yeah, that's for sure. Excuse me. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick is because of this event, a lot of people are complaining that the rates of shinies were a little bit low. Thank you, Chris. But I don't know. I felt like they were decent. I guess they were like regular shiny rates and all that stuff. What do you think, Chris? Do you think that the shiny rates have actually been lower since the event, since seasons and everything has started?
I don't think they were lower during like I don't think they were bad odds per se.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really assumed, and I think it's bad when you assume things, but I assumed that Beldum, being the featured Pokemon, would have some higher shiny odds. I mean, we've already had it as a calm day, so I don't think people would have complained having more shiny Beldums to hunt for.
Right.
So it definitely caught me off guard. But yeah, I did see some people got shinies. I saw you got a shiny.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit underwhelmed with the event, just as a shiny hunter too.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think that for the most part, the event was alright, but it was not something that you needed to do no matter how much you try. Like, you didn't have to run an instance for the 5 hours or something, 6 hours of the event. Especially with daylight savings happening here. So it kind of threw me off because I thought I could finish a few things before the event started. I was like, oh, I got to start it. Might as well run my Gold Plus for a couple of minutes. But But yeah, I went a little bit ham just to see if I can actually get like the extra large candies or a chance of a shiny. I did play the entire event. That's why I ran out Pokeballs. Close to running out Pokeballs, so I should be restocking in the next few days.
Likewise. Oh my gosh.
All right, so I think we got all our recaps ready for the week. So how about we move on to the research topics? Today's news brought to you by Chris, the only one. But the very first thing that we're going to talk about is a cool update that we're supposed to start at the beginning of this month, but I guess it started up just a couple of days ago. Chris, what is that update?
Something I think everyone can be excited about. As soon as you hit level 35, I think you can start doing this. Candy extra large. We're actually getting candy extra large for our catches. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so previously mentioned in the blog post, they said that the update to extra large candy was coming in March. They didn't specify what day, but they did say that, they were going to get through that, which includes walking with your buddy would earn you extra large candy. Legendaries will actually also guarantee you extra large candies, and catching evolved Pokemons will guarantee you extra large candies, and so on and so forth. Now, the update was a little more than we expected to be, because depending on the type of evolution and legendary, you get tiers of extra large candies. So let's say a base Pokemon will probably grant you 1 if you're lucky, depending on the type of CP and everything. But an evolved Pokemon on the second stage will actually guarantee you at least 1 to 2 extra large candies. And then these are actually at least one extra large candies. And then the third evolution, if you had a third stage evolution, it would guarantee you the second large candies. Legendaries, though, is a guaranteed 3 extra large candies per catch. And that's not just legendaries, that's mythicals too. Mm-hmm. So everybody went bananas when this update came out, because, the grind was starting to be real for the Pokemon that you want to actually get the extra large candy for. So a lot of people got a lot of extra large candies for Thundurus. A lot of people got extra large candies for Melton. And it's coming pretty soon for the next few weeks. We'll get extra large candies for the rest of legendaries. And so on and so forth. So I think it's a wonderful update. The walking is also pretty nice. Although you only get 1 from actually gaining the the kilometers for it. And depending on the tier, you get 1 kilometer to 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers and 20 kilometers for legendaries. But if you are patient enough to walk around, I think this is something that even the free-to-play player is capable of doing it,
It's definitely very welcome. This is something that we wanted implemented for, I don't know, as soon as they implemented extra large candy, we wanted to see more accessibility. I know a lot of people are crying because we already used all our passes on Mewtwo. We already used them all.
I know.
Giratina and everything. Oh my gosh, it's definitely sad.
Yes.
It's definitely sad. But I am happy it happened before we got Dialga back. Because now when Dialga comes back, I can spend all my money and have a fully built Dialga, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, even getting 3 extra large candies from legendaries still is quite a bit of race to actually get it. If we do a little bit of math here, and I make sure that you guys can see it here in the stream, we need 296 extra large candies, right? Let's divide it by that, I guess, 3.
By 3.
By 3? Okay. You need to do at least close to 98 raids to 99 raids to be able to get enough extra large candies to max out 1 legendary Pokemon. That's still kind of insane, guys. Remember, you can convert regular candies to extra large candies for that, but still, it's 100 raids. It kind of feels a little bit of a money graph in that point. I mean, it was worse before this update. It was way worse before this update.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of surprised that they made it 3 extra large candy guaranteed for legendaries. So at least it's not as bad as it could have been. Like, look at how bad it was before.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not too happy about having to raid a legendary again to get the necessary candy that we need to level it up more. but at least it's 3 extra large and not 1. Oh
Or
my
even
gosh.
0 at that point, because
Yeah.
the rates were, we all crying because of
Horrible.
it. I mean, there were the grinders and the spenders, and they definitely were able to do enough with the regular candies they get from the Pokemons. I mean, I know Fleaskin has enough to max out his Shando Mewtwo and everything, so it was interesting to see. At the very least, you also have regular candy, rare candy, and you can convert that too. But the amount of raids that we do is sometimes it's not enough, and we kind of want to save that for other evolutions whenever we really need the candy for. So, in all sense, it's still going to be a grind, but at least it doesn't feel defeated when we actually see no extra large candies from any catches. So, I like it. I like it. It's gonna be a change. I'm sure people were still gonna complain, but it is a welcome change in between. So, yeah, that's really all my thoughts on it. Anything else on that, Chris, or?
No, thank you, Niantic, for making a good implementation.
Wonderful. So let's start with another piece of news that we got, and this is the brand new event that's gonna happen in Pokemon Go next week. An electrifying one for sure. It's called, well, actually it's a long name, so I'm just gonna read it out loud. Dynamo, Mega Manectric, and Therian Form Thunderous coming on roaring in the first ever Electric Time team event, Charge Up. So we're gonna be charging up on some Electric type Pokemons in this event, and for sure we're gonna see in the spotlights first ever Charge Up event. I don't know why I had to say it twice, but anyways, similar to other rays, it's time to get electrified. Anyways, on Tuesday, March 16 at 10 a.m. to Monday, March 22 at 8 p.m. local time. So this is a full week's event. The features of this wonderful event include Electric type Pokemon, including Alolan Geodude, Boltor, Electrike, Stunfisk, and more will appear frequently in the wild. Also, keep an eye on for Dynamo, which will be making its Pokemon Go debut. Now, this is a brand new Pokemon from Generation 5, we will all be waiting for too. It has 3 stage evolutions. 2 stage evolutions, and then the base form. It is an eel type Pokemon, so it's kind of weird to see, but still. But I'm sure that a lot of people are excited about this for sure. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for those, and so follow the social medias for all the brand new exclusivity on that. The following Electric type Pokemon will be hatching from 5 eggs: Pichu, Elekid, Electrike, Shinx, Joltik, Dynamo, and Stunfisk. So I'm sure some of them are rarer than others. Event exclusive field research types will revolve Pokeballs, Ampharos, Mega Energy, Manectric, Mega Energy, encounters with Electric type Pokemon, and more. The time research will focus on evolving and powering Electric type Pokemon will be available. The following Pokemon will appear in raids. Bolter, Shinx, Blizzle, Clink, and Dynamo will appear in 1-star raids. So they're actually putting in the brand new Pokemon in 1-star raids, which I'm surprised.
Get that hundo early.
I know, right? But yeah. Then Alolan Raichu, Alolan Graveler, Magneton, and Ampharos will be appearing in 3-star race. Interesting to see that Ampharos is going to be in 3-star race too, since it can be shiny. Therian Form Thunderous will appear in the first time in 5-star race, which is the brand new, form of this. I mean, I never really remember this form for some reason. I always remember the other two.
It's lackluster.
That's true. We also have Mega Evolved Manectric, otherwise known as Mega Manectric. Will be making its Pokemon Go debut in Mega Raids. Mega Houndoom and Mega Bulbasaur will also be appearing in Mega Raids this time. So, interesting to note here, we are not getting Ampharos as a Mega Evolved Pokemon in Mega Raids, but we are getting the other Electric type there will be. However, they're still putting Ampharos in a raid-based egg, so you can raid it and probably get a shiny out of it, because it is shiny available even if it's outside of the mega pool, Mm-hmm. I kind of like that, because it's not all about the megas. It's always all about going things. And if somebody really needs an Ampharos or any information for that, they can just go ahead and get an Ampharos,
Yeah.
It's also easier to beat, so that's interesting too.
I think it's interesting that they're putting the Manectric Mega Energy into the event field research. because they don't usually put it in right away. They usually wait a little while to put in the new ones, I'm pretty sure. So that's definitely welcome. I definitely appreciate that.
That is for sure.
Because nobody's going to rate it.
Probably not, but it's still kind of nice to see it outside of something else, you know. And the bonus of this event will actually be a higher chance of receiving evolution items when opening gifts during the event period. That's not the best bonus in the world, right, Chris?
No, I know you and I delete those.
Yeah, no, I don't keep those at all.
It's definitely good for the newer players, though.
Oh yeah.
It's not all about us. So I am thinking a lot of people will appreciate this for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of brand new players coming back to the game, and especially since the next piece of news that we have. So it will be kind of interesting to see that this is just really for the new player. I like seeing that. Now I usually keep only 2 Mega Evolve items, or not Mega Evolve, I'm sorry, Evolution items in my bag, just for occasions and extra case, because sometimes there's an event that says, oh, you gotta use a Mega Evolution item, or what am I saying? An Evolution item to get things, to do some kind of quest or something, and I'm like, okay, well I have this, might as well use it. I have enough of the other 2, so that's interesting too. So we'll definitely check those out when we see them. I'm not sure if just going to be regular evolution items or also going to be Cinestones or Unova Stones, which are the only 2 that really matter these days, but you know. But yeah, that is the brand new Charge Up event. Electrifying as it is, we have a lot of electric type Pokemon, and hopefully we get some rainy weather so we get weather boosted.
Can only hope.
Here in Florida, it happens every other day, so that's not different, sir.
True. I'm just I don't know. It's always jarring when they have a new form and it's not shiny right away. So I'm probably just gonna do a one and done. I don't care about the hundo for this.
Well, we'll see when it starts, because we still don't know if this is going to be shiny available after the shiny being available. So that's interesting too, you know.
I just think it's gonna be a repeat of Giratina.
I see that happening. But you never know. Niantic can throw curveballs at us every now and then, so we're kind of nice.
That's true.
These are actually the more important forms of those Pokemons anyway, so get a couple of them if you can, but if it's not shiny, you don't have to really be out there and grind it out. So that's my take to it, at least.
Yeah, Landorus, on the other hand.
Yeah. We'll definitely be doing that for sure. So, all right. So the next piece of news is a brand new feature that we're gonna have that will actually allow us to invite friends to play Pokemon Go. It's interesting. So I'm just gonna read the blog post real quick. It says, we're excited to announce a referral program will soon be coming to Pokemon Go. When you refer a friend to enjoy Pokemon Go whenever it's their first time playing or returning after a break, they'll receive rewards like Pokemon encounters, rare candies, incubators, and more as they hit milestones on their adventure, and so will you. Whew. Like other features we launched in the past, we'll be tuning in the referral over time in order to make sure the process as easy as exciting as possible. Trainers in Australia will first receive to receive the referral codes as they share with friends, and then of course stay tuned for more information as we roll it out to other players in other states or other countries. So I hope you enjoy playing Pokemon Go together again. So this will be interesting because just like the blog post say, we will be getting rewards from referring friends as long as they play the game, and they will also be getting some rewards and some spawns based on what they do. So what do you think, Chris?
You know, I've heard a lot of people actually complaining about this,
Okay.
which is kind of wild to me. But at the same time, I wasn't thinking about it before, but after hearing it again, I started thinking, aren't content creators going to be like the main people benefiting? Like they could just put the code at the end of their video and then they get like 1,000 Pokemon encounters or something.
Yeah.
I mean, we still don't know what's going to happen from it. But I'm assuming every single referral is some kind of reward. So the more popular people are going to be the people popping off from this, right?
That's true. Now, based on how they gonna probably structure it, I don't think there's gonna be like insanely rewards. You know, a couple of Pokeballs here and there, maybe Great Balls and Ultra Balls, some berries every time to start. Maybe the encounters will be simple things that we don't see on everyday basis, especially because of the events of the Season of Legends and all the other seasons that we have here. Probably things that like that, and maybe some exciting encounters like, you know, Sparrow or Paras or something that you want to see anytime soon, even though they can't be shiny available in the wild. Could be Chansey, could be Lickitung, could be Snorlax. You never know, but making it more accessible for others. And I did say that kind of switch there, Chris. It's kind of like just saying, okay, here's the referral code. Go ahead and play it, and things like that. Definitely, I'll be like, going about it. It'll be like, hey guys, you played Pokemon Go before. Here you go, play this, and I'll get some rewards too when it comes down to it. I kind of wonder how many like actual codes they'll give you to refer to friends.
It does make me curious. I'm assuming it will be the same as a friend code. But yeah, you never know.
You never know.
You honestly never know.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see when it happens. I'm sure that once we get the rollout, it's gonna be interesting. Whew. Oh my god, sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired right now. But yeah, that's gonna be for sure. Actually, one thing I didn't put in the notes was actually the APK mine that was rolling out just recently in the last few days. When it comes down to it, there's some information I want to talk about, but maybe not yet. I want to wait out maybe until next week to talk about this, definitely. I will give you a sneak peek of what it is. It's something to do with being able to actually make a route for yourself in-game, so you can play around. I'll definitely let you know that later, Chris, for sure.
Really?
Yes. It's an interesting one, but I won't put my, anything to it until we actually see what everything is. They did put in information about Mega Manetrix, so we'll see. But yeah, those are close to the news. And then one last piece of news that we're actually going to cover is a little egg shakeup to knowing how you view an egg. Now, if we go right here into our eggs, if you scroll down the egg, you see a list of tier of Pokemons that are going to appear. Now, all of these Pokemons are hatchable from eggs, but there are tiers specifically for each Pokemon. Now, the very first tier, the most common one to actually come out of an egg, or at least a 10K egg, will be Timber and what's the little gears again?
Clink.
Clink, thank you. That will be the most common ones you see actually hatching from a 10K egg. Second tier will have Nincada, Shing, Skibble, Darumaka, Emolga, and all the other ones that you can see here. At tier 4, we have Riolu, we have Alomomola, and Noibat. And then at tier 5 for this one, which kind of sucks, it's an Axew, which that's a crazy one to put in there, like the only one for that tier too. But yeah, what do you think, Chris? What do you really think about this?
Looking at this, I'm mostly interested to test this when event Pokemon come up, because then it makes it really easy to look at things like community day eggs, to look at things like when they have like hat Pokemon in eggs, like Party Hat Whirlpool, yo. But I don't know. We'll see. That's something I'm more interested in. I'm more interested in the future for it than the current, because like the things that we're seeing is kind of the things we already know. But it does make it easier to determine hatch rates for sure.
Right. Yeah, definitely. The interesting part of that is that, a lot of people are always saying that eggs are like loot boxes because you never know what's going to hatch from it. Could be a trashy Pokemon, or it could be one of those things. But when it comes down to it, I think it's a nice implementation to the game to just know what to see and what to expect instead of just guessing. Now they do put in this a lot of, especially now, they put in a lot of the blog posts what Pokemon are going to be hatching from eggs, from things, from raids, and all that. But this is a nice way to see more than to hear around, or even have like the Silt Arena. The Silk Road actually do investigations by hatching so many eggs and things like that. So at least we know what we're expecting to hatch in the coming days when it comes down to eggs. So I don't know. A lot of people are having mixed feeling about it. I've seen a lot of the internet about it. I think a lot of people are saying it's a welcome addition, and a lot of people are saying that it's just another way of saying we're never going to actually disclose the rates of the Pokemons. Mm-hmm. In kind of a way they're doing that, so I can't say for sure, but
Are you Apple, by the way?
Yes.
For your con? Okay, because I think that's why you're able to see the eggs, but I'm not sure.
You don't see yours?
No. Terry and I both don't see it on ours, and we're Android.
Okay, so yeah, it's a possibility that they're just rolling it out. They did say they was only rolling it out to specific players. I was actually happy enough to be able to have it, so I can show it to you guys in the podcast. So nice and neat. But yeah, I think that's really all the piece of news we have, and I guess it's time to talk some PvP. Get good, get right. Here we go, Chris. All right, Chris, what do you got? We are expecting Season 7's Ultra League to come on Monday. What do we got here? What to expect?
Well, we saw how Talonflame has wreaked havoc in Great League. Shout out Summertime Lovin'. He loves that bird. But
shout out.
It's definitely going to be relevant in Ultra League 2. There's a lot more extra large Pokemon to watch out for. Galarian Stunfisk, Umbreon, especially since they're making it easier for us to get extra large candy. So you got to figure out what you have to watch out for. And I think the easiest way is going to go on PV Poke. And you can look at the Ultra or Ultra Premier rankings on there. Personally, I'm going to be running Talonflame. What are you thinking your team's going to look like?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get enough extra large candies to be able to max out one. Mm-hmm. Which I do have a Pokemon viable for Ultra League. It's not a Hundo, but it is the pseudo Hundo that we needed for it. It's a 15, 15, 14.
Same.
So I evolved it and everything is fine, when it comes down to it. However, I don't know if I'm going to run Talonflame anytime soon, just because I don't have the candies to spare. However, though, I still going to run some decent teams, and I'm sure my Crustle has something to say about it.
Yes, I think Crustle is going to be an amazing Pokemon to run. I think, honestly, we're going to see more Crustles, because you don't see any Pokemon close to... You don't see any Pokemon close to Bastiodon other than Crustle in Ultra League, I'm pretty sure. So it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it kind of does. So it's interesting when it comes to see. I'm going to say the least,
Yeah.
I'm sure that because in PvP Poke right now, Talonflame being the third most powerful Pokemon in the meta, a lot of people were going to counter it just because how things are. But in the end of the day, I don't know if it's going to be the best thing to run just yet. I think that the meta needs to shift a little bit when it comes down to it. But in the end of the day, I will definitely be running a Word type. I'll definitely be running my Meganium. And I'll definitely be running my Crustle, just in case.
Meganium is going to be a lot more risky, in my opinion. But
That's true.
I do think it is a very viable choice. You showed that it is very viable. And Charizard was definitely around before too. So
yeah,
you definitely found ways to avoid it.
Yeah, that's why I have my coverage when it comes down to it.
True. Personally, I think I'm going to be trying to run like Talonflame and Polion, but I'm not sure what to run for the third. So I'll see if I can find something that kind of covers my bases. I might be a meanie and run Togekiss.
Ooh.
I might run like Kingdra though, because I think Kingdra's pretty viable. It can even take out the Charmers.
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely true when it comes down to it. But in all sense, I'm glad to see maybe a shift on what's gonna happen. But I'm sure we'll still see our designated Pokemons to the meta. So
Always welcome.
definitely. Anything on Vortex Cups for the Celt Arena, Chris? Any news on that?
I'm definitely excited about this meta. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm actually, let me check. I'm actually doing pretty well in the Mega right now. Don't mind me. Let me see.
It's fine.
Right now, I am currently in the 5th bracket.
Okay.
Waiting for round 3. I'm 2-0 in the Mega.
Okay.
In Purple Kyogre's tournament, I'm doing all right. But my team is really weird, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because everyone's running Night Slash, Poliwrath. Not Poliwrath. Primeape. And I'm running Poliwrath as my fighter. Nobody's running Poliwrath. I think I'm like the only person that is running Poliwrath. I think it's the funniest thing to me. And I gotta say, Melmetal has not helped me at all in my team. Like, I would have been better off, in my opinion, if I ran, like a Mud Boy.
Right.
If I ran, oh man, what's his name? Wishcash. I have a rank 1 Wishcash, and I didn't run it. I'm so sad.
That's for sure.
So I don't know. It's a really, I think it's a very dominant meta for water types. Very dominant for things that are usually weak to charm. Don't get me wrong, there are charm Pokemon that I talked about one of the old episodes.
Right.
But they're not getting boosted by the fairy typing, so they're not as relevant. I'm trying to think what like my biggest problems have been, and I think it's been a lot of Weather Ball Pokemon.
Right.
Like I got demolished by a freaking Ninetales today.
Oh. Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah. I would say that, Celt Arena, I don't know why, I just don't feel like doing it anytime soon. I'm so focusing on just PvP itself, like GBL itself, that I kind of want to have that in some sense. But, like if I get the chance to go back to it eventually, I will. I just don't like doing it like in the middle of the season or something, so. And I think regionals are starting to the invitations for regionals starting to come out too.
It's very hard to actually do the battles, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you have to go through and actually find times that you can battle these people. And that's why I think a lot of people would prefer doing more in-person tournaments. You don't have to worry about setting aside time for 2 weeks. You just have to set it aside for 1 day.
Right.
And I don't know. I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, for this meta...
Did you get an invitation for regionals though?
I didn't look yet. Are they supposed to be out right now? I don't
should be sending it pretty soon, I believe, but I haven't really thought about it in the last few days. So
I feel like I should be, because I'm pretty high in the ranking.
Okay.
Let me check, because I always like showing some Bradenton pride.
Right. Aside from that,
hard to see.
Yeah, that's for sure. While you do that, I do wanted to actually mention something back to GBL. The Great League was actually still stale for me, so I wasn't doing as much as possible. However, because of Talonflame inclusion, I've been running it so much. I don't even care sometimes if I lose. I just love playing with that Pokemon. That I like. There's sometimes, and every now and then, I see somebody that just rage quits right there and there. If you actually go back to my previous streams, you'll see that it was at one time I started with my Vigoroth into his Stunfisk. He switches out to a Venusaur, I switch up to Talonflame, and just like GG's right there. The guy was like, nope, I'm not doing this. And the weird part of it is, I mean, some people are actually ready for Talonflame, and trust me, I have seen people actually be super ready for it. But there are some people that are I question why are they trying to run like double grass or shadow grass or things like that. I'm like, have you not seen what Talonflame has been doing? I think that Talonflame is a a very potent Pokemon when it comes down to it.
I feel like, honestly, some people just accept the fact that they're going to lose to certain teams,
Right?
so they just let it happen. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, you see a lot of double charm sometimes, and if they see a steel type and they don't have, like, an adequate answer for a steel type, they're just gone.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Some people don't care about that.
Yeah.
Like, actually winning.
I don't know. But when it comes down to it, it's just been fun. The inclusion of Talonflame has been one of my favorite inclusions in any meta in the last 7 seasons of the game. So
I think it's been fun.
Yeah.
Because fire type's been pretty weak, honestly. And
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are talking about that.
That's true. I mean, there are some potent fire types in there, but they're not enough to like shake the meta, especially with the Assumerals, the Swampers, anything else that really destroys us. Stunfisk and Bastiodons. They're just like, you just can't see it. And here's the thing: Talonflame, it's like a poor man's Charizard, but yet it still does so much powerful damage. You don't know.
It's better.
In all sense, it is better than Charizard, especially at least for the Great League, because Charizard, even though it can only go so much with the CP at 1500 or close to 1500, it's better than the Ultra for that reason. But the ability to just burn players away with Incinerate and Talonflame has just actually been a welcome addition either way. If Charizard would have actually gotten that, it would have been GG's for anybody.
Yeah, and you can boost it up too.
Yeah, I mean, Flame Charge boosting up the attacks is so great. And the funny thing, and it's just funny because the counters are ready, but if people don't have shields for a boosted Braver, they don't know what to do, man. They don't know what to do. Like, there was actually a time, it wasn't a boosted Braver, but I did kill a Swampert in full health with a normal Braver. I'm just like, how did this happen? Like, what? I don't understand.
Dude, people look at type advantages and they're like, I win.
Yeah, it's like, I win. You're not gonna say this. Braver to your face. It's just like, oh no.
I should have shooted that.
It was just funny. Like, every time somebody just makes a mistake against Talonflame, it's just crazy,
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, I don't think it's too good. It's just right.
It's just good. It's just good as it is, and I'm glad that the edition is there. And I can keep talking about it all day if I needed to, but we have a podcast to talk about. However, I think this is almost got. Do you have anything on the regionals there, Chris? Not yet.
I haven't heard anything personally. I'm definitely keeping my ear to the floor, listening for any rumbles. I have seen a lot of people that have been already cementing their invite for Continentals, because if you win I believe it's a 7-rounder, you get an automatic seat at Continentals. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that was the case this year.
Right. I agree, but we'll see. I'm sure for sure. Now we are doing a Thunderous raid right now, in courtesy of Chris sending us some invites, so that's pretty good. So we'll see if the shiny is here for us. Hang on, guys.
Please.
All right, reveal in 3, 2, 1. Ah! No shiny. What's your CP?
Garbage.
Yeah,
1861.
1871, so not even that close anyways. Nah. But I've been doing a lot of those too, and it's crazy that I've been getting like no shinies in the last. Tornadoes, I don't know what was wrong with that boy. Like, I don't know why he didn't want to shine for me after like 40 raids or something.
I think it's funny that Thunderous has the best shiny, and it's the one that's taken the longest for me.
I know, right? You never know. You still got a couple days. However, we do have raid hour happening tomorrow, Monday, at 6 p.m. for
Really?
Thunder. Yeah.
Ew.
Well, because of the rotation that they're doing, they are doing the extra raid hour for him to make sure that you are able to, get your chance at it. So don't forget about that, guys. You still have a raid hour tomorrow for this guy. And there is actually one more thing that we didn't mention, but the bonus hours that we've been getting on Thursdays. The first one was the rocket balloon one, which was every 12 hours, you get a balloon. It was okay. I mean, I was glad because I was able to finish one rocket raider in go. Still, did you take part of any of that on Thursdays, the last few Thursdays?
Just a little bit. I mean, I'm always a fan of the rocket events. So anything extra, me like it.
Yeah, that's true. This last Thursday was mega, or I think it was extra mega energy from catching the mega energy to do mega raids. So that's the interesting one, I guess. Well, my game just froze entirely. But yeah, it's definitely interesting what kind of bonuses we have. I don't remember the next one. I think it's earning more candy somewhere or doing something. I can't for sure, but we'll let you guys know next week for sure. It's just any testing right now, and I feel like with all the events and everything, it's just an extra thing to do on a day basis. So you're never out of the game at all times, So interesting enough to say. I think that's all we got for you guys, right, Chris? Anything else you might want to add?
Not that I can think of. I mean, the only thing I can hope is we have a dragon event sometime soon, because I know a lot of us need them for the Shiny Mew quest.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it probably in the next few days and everything. So, or maybe just a little bit before we get to the chance to it. However, if you grind out well enough, you can probably find them in the wild. So
that's true.
That's not bad. All right, I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening, guys. We appreciate it very much. You can always find us on our podcast services, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, our Radio, Stitcher, and many other places to go. Make sure you check us out on there. If you can leave us a review, we will greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have Pure Let It Go myself and Pokemon Trigger, please. I am thinking of moving the podcast to its own separate Twitter, but we're still in the works on that, so make sure we get to the point. Thank you, Terry, for the 200 cheers there, 200-bit cheer. And then we'll also make sure you can email us at thepurifiedpodcast@gmail.com, and don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com, Professor Network. If you got nothing else, Chris, how about you take us away for the night?
All right. I hope you guys are excited to see what they send out as the next comm day. I know there's definitely a lot of speculation for it. I'm definitely going to be ready to grind whatever it is. I'm definitely ready. So, let us know what shinies you get on either Twitter or Discord. We'll definitely flex against you.
Oh, right.
Pure Lighter will probably get 4 hundos this next week. We'll see.
Debatable, but we'll get there.
It's gonna happen.
Thank you for listening, guys. Keep grinding, and we'll see you guys next week.